There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You watching Casino Is the Name. I'm sitting here again with Gigi.
Miss Boss 1000 MZBOZZ 1000.
So today,
IG
on this video, we're going to talk about her Airbnb because she's a truck driver, but she's also in real estate.
I have been in real estate for 20 years.
20 years she's been doing real estate.
Yes.
20 years. Okay.
20 years, and I love it. It's I was a teacher for 17 years, and I did real estate and teaching. I had a 3-unit building in New Jersey.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes, so yes, and I loved it. And to be honest with you, I can honestly say that real estate set the path of my life as far as financial comfortability, you know, and I believe in it, and you know, I teach it to my children, and I strive for more. So basically, once I moved to Florida from New Jersey, I sold my house in New Jersey and I bought an Airbnb.
So do you want to disclose the amount that you sold your house for in Jersey?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's public information.
Okay,
So
okay.
so I was able to sell it for $500,000.
$500,000. Okay,
Yes.
what did you acquire it for?
$135,000. I did hold on to the property for 20 years.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I built the equity that way.
Gotcha.
And it was a fixer-upper when I purchased it at the age of 21. Yes.
Oh.
And the way I purchased it, that's an interesting story too. I actually used my tax refunds, and I was a college student. So as a college student, you get those refunds at the end, the refund checks, and everybody else was buying sneakers and cars and clothes, and I just used a couple $100 for me and my daughter, and I would save the rest. I did that for 2 years, and between my college refund checks and 2 years of tax returns, that was a down payment for my house.
See,
at
there
21.
There you go.
And he didn't know this. I didn't tell him.
I didn't know that.
No.
That's dope. Like, that's dope.
Yes.
I was in Europe. I was in Germany when I was 21. So
Okay.
I didn't get my first house until I came back. I had been back in the States for a year, I think. I think I was 24, 25.
That's what's up. That's great.
I don't know.
And let me tell you, I preach real estate to anyone, my daughter, my former students, anyone, because I just feel like that you are, you know, you're building passive income, you're, you know, generational wealth with that, and just a whole bunch of stuff that I really am a believer and a proponent for real estate. Of course, everything you do has to be educated and calculated.
Absolutely.
So you can't just like, boom, let me just jump into something. You know, you definitely have to do your research, you do your due diligence, you have to educate yourself before you make that move. So those are some things that I will be talking about also on my channel.
Gotcha.
And
so she flipped the tax refund and a net check from college.
Yes.
Refund check.
Yes.
She flipped that into a $135,000 property.
Correct.
And then that into a $500,000 property.
Yes, thank God.
That's crazy.
Yes. And then, so I actually, with my brother and I, we purchased a foreclosed property, bank-owned property. And that home had enough equity in it for us to pull from it. And I purchased 2 investment properties in Philly from the tax sale.
Okay.
I bought 2 properties for $13,000.
Dang. 2
properties.
2.
Yes. So I
need that now.
Yes. But you know, Philly is an animal of its own, and I'll talk about all the trials and tribulations of flipping in Philly. I think there could be a reality show called Flipping in Philly because it's that serious. Wow. But anyway, so I wholesaled one of the properties, I flipped the other one. and then I moved on to doing real estate in Florida. And so I purchased.
Very different.
Yeah, super different. Yeah, very, very different. Yeah. Very different. And then so the home that I purchased, it's a 3-2 pool house, and it's located in Palm Bay, Florida. It's about 1 hour east from Orlando, so I'm very excited because it's 15 minutes from the beach, 1 hour from Orlando, so people get the best of both worlds. And I will include my link in
How far is
underneath the video.
How far is it from Miami?
It's about 2.5 hours from Miami, so it's
2.5
closer
from
to
Miami.
Orlando.
Okay. and
So people
Orlando-
usually do the parks, and then when they want a little bit of beach after the park to relax from their feet hurting and everything, they come a little closer, and then they come into my Airbnb, and I'm 15 minutes from the water.
So next time I head like down that way,
Yes.
you know, because I do go to Miami quite often.
Yes.
My mom's from Miami.
Okay.
So, but I do go to Miami quite often, and I don't go to Orlando as often as I would like because I love Orlando. Orlando's amazing. But whenever I go that way next time, I'm gonna book it.
Yes,
I'm gonna be looking
awesome.
for it. As a matter of
Absolutely.
fact, there'll be a link for it in the description for you guys to check out. So
So,
how long have you been doing that?
well, I had it for 1 year,
Okay.
and I did it as a test
That's
run.
nice.
Yeah, I did it as a test run because
I'm arriving on my relief. Supposed to be there at 3 o'clock. Late as
you
fuck.
edit that, right?
I'm gonna leave that in there. So
Yeah.
So
Okay. So that so basically, okay. So I did the Airbnb as a test run because I purchased the property and I was undecided if I was going to move in it or not. I had a few months in between my lease ending and I purchased the home. I still had a few months before my lease ended. I said, well, let me try to take these 2 or 3 months and see how it works on Airbnb. When I posted the profile, I think it was like less than 2 weeks, like all the bookings started coming in.
Wow.
And I actually assisted a mutual acquaintance
right.
setting up the Airbnb.
Yeah, so she helped one of my friends, Corey Harold Robinson. She helped him set up his Airbnb. She staged it for him and everything. So that's dope. So when we went and
Well,
looked
he
at,
staged it, but as far as like any questions and
Oh, okay, okay, you
profile
helped
and
them
things
with
like
the
that.
staging, okay.
But it
I
was,
just know she helped
I
with
just
the
love
staging.
it.
So
So
that's
it was
dope.
cool. Yeah.
So okay. So now, how did you get into trucking and how are you connecting those two?
Okay, so before I get into how I connect the trucking and my real estate is, I do want to say that with my Airbnb, it's going so well. I love it so much that I have hopes to get another one in Orlando, like very close to Disney. And I want to get a total of 3 to 4 Airbnbs. So I want to do where I have it now in Palm Bay, Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. So when you do go to Miami, you'll stay
I
in my
got you.
Airbnb. So
I got you. 'Cause I
Yes.
spend a lot of hotels. I got you.
Yes,
So, yeah.
yes. So, okay, so basically the way I tied in trucking and real estate is because doing real estate for 20 years, one thing that I realized is that
Yes.
real estate is very similar to trucking. You have to take the good with the bad. So there are some times that you have a lot of money coming your way, and then there's a lot of times that your capital is tapped out. You
Facts.
have no liquid to work with.
Facts.
And so, so when I was like in the middle of these flips or the middle of having multiple tenants not wanting to pay rent, and I still had to make my mortgage payment
Right.
and my taxes and my,
You still gotta
you
pay
still
your
have to
bills.
pay everything.
You
So,
gotta pay your bills.
so, my brain is always calculating what's the next thing? What can I do to make things better? What can I do to make things easier? And I said, I need to get into something where the cash
It's more
flows.
Yes, much more.
It's more
cash flow.
available.
Yeah.
And so when I got into trucking, that I had my own truck, my own MC, I saw how available the cash was.
It's definitely there.
Correct. So it was like bingo.
Right.
You know,
This is
a
some
light,
money. I see the money. You know.
a light went
Know
off
how to
because
get it too.
correct, because it was like the money was coming in with the trucking, and then I said, of course you want to take your money and you don't want to. I'm gonna say how I say it. You don't want to trick your money off because you know you get that money coming in. It's like, damn, $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day.
Yeah, it'll miss your like. You can't even look at money the same no more. Like it messes up your view. You like something happens and it's like $500 to like a regular person. You're like, oh, that's only $500 though. Like that shouldn't stop you from doing anything.
And that was the kind of money I was seeing when I had my trucking company. So it's like, you know, obviously you pay your driver, you pay your gas, but you still seeing that money, like, damn. So, you know, so then I said, well, you know, of course you have to save your money for a rainy day, but you have to save money for taxes, obviously. Right. And that's a whole nother video, taxes. Right. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so, but you have to save money. Make believe that money doesn't exist. Live off your old budget for a little while, at least a couple years. And take that extra money and save it to reinvest it. Yes. And some people will choose to reinvest it in the trucking, but I will do that. You know, everything a step at a time. You know, like I said, you got to calculate all your steps. But I said, real estate. This is where you take your money and reinvest it in real estate. And what I love about the Airbnb is that a lot of people talk about flipping. I want to flip. But guess what? You need, you need your large sums of money for the purchase. You need your large sums for repairs, and then you have to sit and wait until it sells. Whereas if you do a buy and hold, right? You get that money from the bank or wherever it is that you get it from, and some properties don't have the equity. It's still a great investment, but it doesn't have the equity for you to sell it right away, make it liquid. Because let's say by the time you buy it and fix it to what it should look like, you have no equity left. So if you sell it, if you release it too early, it went from a good investment to a bad investment. So the beauty of the Airbnb is that you can get your buy and holds. And some people are tired of Section 8. They're tired of dealing with the bad tenants and things like that. So the beauty about the Airbnb is that you get your tenants for the tenancy that they, the
short
time period
term, in and out.
You have access to the property every few days to make sure that everything is running properly. To come in to do maybe any kind of repairs that you need to do, make sure that the conditions are good. People understand they're going in and they got to leave out, because I know what it is to have squatters. Okay, that's a whole nother video for another time. So
I do too.
So as you can see, we have so much to talk about, and it's really exciting because I could talk about real estate all day, and I could talk about trucking all day. So and investment.
So what I like about Airbnb is like the fact that you're renting one particular room. You're not necessarily you can rent one.
I rent the entire unit, the entire property,
But you're still charging, I guess, for a weekend, 2 weeks at the most, or something. I mean, I don't know how.
I charge.
What's the longest rental you've had?
The longest rental I've had has been about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, so that's still short term, right? But like, I like the fact that you can rent one room. Like one guy was trying to rent a room for me for like $797, something like that.
For how many days? 10 days?
30. He was trying to rent it for 30 days.
Okay.
But I had 4 rooms.
Okay.
So
right, times 4.
So if you did that, and that's just an example. I didn't rent it to him, but if you did that just as an example, like you can make $2,800 versus
correct.
Trying to rent out the whole unit for $1,000 to somebody. And so there, of course, the money is higher because I think on average I was looking for about $39 a day.
Okay.
So
So I rent my Airbnb. I rent the entire home, and the reason why I tried doing the room thing, and everything is on preference, right? So like anything with real estate, preference. I prefer wholesaling. I prefer flipping. I prefer buying homes. Everybody has
their own thing,
right? And that's the beauty of it. So what works for me doesn't have to work for you or everybody else.
Right.
But the reason why I enjoy renting the entire thing is because it's a little less maintenance to have to worry about, because every time you rent per room with Airbnb, then you have to worry about the cleaning that particular room. So let's say you have 10 rooms. You have to take care of the logistics. Right. Well, you have to do the logistics of room 2 is free, room 10 is free, so if you have that capability of doing that, that's excellent. But for me in particular, I am still out on the road trucking.
Gotcha. And that's something else we're gonna get into. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have someone who does the maintenance, who does the garbage, and so it becomes a team effort. Right. So, and I also love the fact that I can have my career in trucking and still run my Airbnb from a remote location. So.
Yeah. So now getting back to that. Okay.
Yes.
So when I got here, she was dealing with some stuff.
Yes.
So can you talk about like the trying to balance both worlds, being a trucker and
yes, I feel like when you're an entrepreneur, right. You're always dealing with balance. You're always dealing with things that are like high emotions, right? High stakes are involved because it's like you're putting everything out on the line to make your dream come true. Right. And it doesn't matter what industry it is, because I actually had a restaurant too in New Jersey for
she keep it secret.
I could only do it for 6 months, so hats off to anybody who is in the food industry. You have my utmost respect.
Hey, it's tough out
Keep
here.
doing what you're doing. You could give me a restaurant filled with food.
Come eat.
You could with all of the employees, cash registers full of money, and I say I don't want it because it's that for me. It was that challenging. It just wasn't for me.
Look,
so
I have some experience in the restaurant business. I worked at McDonald's for a week and a half.
Oh.
And I couldn't do that. Okay? So I can't even imagine. Okay? I quit. I was like, oh no. I'm going back to the hood.
A lot of experience.
I'm going back to the trap. I get it out the mud. I ain't doing that. I can't do that.
Funny. I also worked at McDonald's for a couple of years in McDonald's.
Oh, you worked a couple of years?
A couple of years.
Week and a half, man.
Yes.
Look, my first check was $22. Because they made me pay for them shoes.
My goodness.
Them slip-resistant shoes or something. I don't know what that's about, but I was like, man, y'all gonna take this out my check?
Oh, wow, that's terrible. Like McDonald's doesn't have enough money.
A week and a half.
Yeah.
They didn't pay me for training. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what happened.
That's terrible. Come on, McDonald's, we gotta do better.
I think they're supposed to pay for training, but for whatever reason, my situation, it didn't get worked out in the logistics. And I got that check for $22. I looked at my supervisor. I said, "Oh no, bro,
that's terrible.
I got to get up out of here."
Yeah. So basically, as with anything, I always say that anything worth having is worth fighting for. So I feel like having my own business, my Airbnb is a business, is worth having. So it's worth fighting for. Having my own trucking business is also worth having, is also worth fighting for. So as with anything, you have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. It isn't like, people like to just say, oh my God, I can make X amount of dollars, I can make this much money somewhere. But I mean, do you talk about also what you could lose? Do you also talk about what you have to sacrifice in order to make things happen? Sleepless nights, a little bit of stress, thinking about how you're going to get things done.
I'm telling you.
So, everything is a balance. So being out on the road and running my Airbnb, I have some high days that I'm like, wow, because I believe in March was the highest grossing month for me. With my Airbnb, I was able to book, I think maybe like 28 days out of the 30. So that was awesome. But there's some months that I have some lows, and there's some times that I have experiences, like because I just bought my house a year ago, I didn't know that I had to pay for my trash cans. Like you have to pay it every, I guess, quarter or something.
Yeah, trash,
or they'll confit. Well, see, I'm from Jersey. In Jersey, you just take your garbage and you just put it out in the curb and they take it. But in Florida, it's like you have to pay for the garbage. So I got my garbage cans repoed.
I didn't even know they could repo garbage cans.
I didn't know that either.
I know you get a garbage bill. I didn't have garbage because my house in Macon, I get a garbage bill for it. But then they started talking about just.
But if you don't pay the bill, see, so no, they actually come and they're gangster where I live.
Yeah, it just depends because where I live.
They just come and you come one day and your trash cans will be missing.
Oh no, they don't do that where I live in Atlanta. But you did have to go pick your trash can up because I have new construction, but I had to go pick my trash can up. But I don't pay a garbage bill. It's just part of the taxes.
Right. Well, so I mean, I say it and I laugh about it, but it's like, okay, so if I don't have the trash cans, my guests don't have anywhere to put the trash bags. So they didn't tell me that the bins were gone. So my guests were putting the trash bags in a little corner. It's a little woodsy area, so the possums were getting. So then I get a phone call saying, "Hey, there's garbage all over the lawn." I'm like, "What is going on?" And it was like one thing led to another, Does it stop it from recording when?
No, it's still good.
It's okay.
Sorry, I was getting a call. It's good.
So one thing leads to another. So basically, being out on the road and juggling a business, I mean, it definitely comes with its challenges. I feel fortunate because I feel like it is doable. But as with any successful business, I feel like you need a strong team of people. So
speaking of
I appreciate my team. Shout out to Jesse and my son Elijah. Love you guys.
Right.
Can't do it without you.
Right. Speaking of a successful business, you need a team. It's beneficial to have a team. I ain't gonna say you need a team, but it definitely helps to have a team. It definitely make you more successful.
It does.
I was telling her that I'm actually trying to go more liquid. I'm trying to liquidate a lot of things that I was involved in because I want to really just go bigger into me. That's really where I want to be. I'm gonna go grab a check real quick. It's a little small check, but I'm gonna go grab something. I'll be right back, and I'm gonna leave her talking to you guys.
Oh my goodness! You just put me on the spot like this. So I would say that the Airbnb was a nice surprise because, as I mentioned, it was something that I tried at a whim. Even when I had my trucking business, that was something that I tried. I had some monies to invest. And I did gather some information on doing my trucking company. I made a lot of mistakes. I hit a lot of bumps and bruises on the road, on my way to getting my truck on the road. But I did it. And that's one thing that I always say is like, when you have a vision to do something, do your research, set your ducks in a row and execute it, go for it. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that I did go for it. Did I succeed in keeping my trucking company? No, because I had a lot of factors that fell in that I lost my company, but I am going to rebuild it. I'm going to keep going. Same thing with the Airbnb. You every day you learn more and more how to do things better, how to make your guests happy, how to improve your ratings, how to make your listing a little more, have the people see it and want to rent it. So I'm excited that I made that jump, that leap of faith, and here he is.
That's right. I'm back. See, so this right here, this is no money, right? It's $100. Little $100 check that I got, but I got it from OTR Capital, and they are a factoring company.
Okay.
So somebody named Pro Haul Logistics, sorry. Shout out to y'all for signing up and telling them you watch my channel and stuff and that you heard of them through that. But all kinds of little checks come in that have nothing to do with.
I don't think you held the check of it.
Yeah, I can cut it out.
Okay,
I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna have it. Yeah, see my address and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. She had to check up, so I'm gonna have to cut that part out. So yeah. Anyway, I don't want y'all to see like addresses and all kind of stuff like that, personal info. You know what I'm saying? But OTR Capital, they're a factoring company. Shout out to y'all for sending this check out the blue. But I get these little $100, $200 things, hold it like just randomly, but most of it is through this, and it is it's like no real overhead kind of,
right.
I have all this equipment that I had anyway. I mean, this is a phone we're using right now.
Yes.
And I have this equipment. I use the same equipment over and over and over and over. Don't cost that much to get into it. And I'm able to just create these videos that help people,
yes.
and then it in turn helps me. And so if I can get bigger into this space, then where I want to be in this area is I don't want to really say, but just know that I won't.
But you know how I feel about that? Throw that out into the universe and make it happen.
I won't have to. Well, I told her already, but I won't have to do a lot of the other stuff. And with the economy going the way it's going, I see a lot of things changing. Things are slowing down, so I'm trying to get liquid. You know what I'm saying? And try to cut out as much overhead as possible. So that's kind of where I'm going. But I do want to do Airbnb because I still have a house in Memphis, and I'm thinking about making it like a college kind of rent each room, or either just do Airbnb there. I don't want to do any long-term rentals.
Let me know. I'll help you set up that listing too.
Yeah. So, but I won't get it back until because I still have tenants in there now, and in December, I'll know whether or not I'm just getting it back to without them in it, or if they're just gonna kind of extend or whatever. But if they do extend,
you have options, and that's the beauty of options. That
better.
It's better It's better having options than no options at all. So.
Absolutely. So, I'm definitely gonna let you know. But if I ever do real estate, that is the way I want to do it. I want to do Airbnb. I like the short-term rentals. Say one room can rent for let's say you rent a room for $30 a day, and it rents for 30 days. That's still $900 for that room. $30 times 30 is $900. So $900 for just that one room. If you got a 3-bedroom, then that's $2,700. And that's saying if you rented it all month, But my house in Macon, my mortgage is $476. Say $477 with the change on it. That's like nothing.
Right.
And so if I can rent a room at $30 a day, one room would double what, and I could still use other rooms for storage or renting them out. Absolutely. Or put a family member in there, whatever. And it can make a lot of money for very, very small investment. I mean, you still gonna have to do cleanings and things like that, but you can get somebody local that you cool with to go do that. My mom lives in that area, so she was like, I'll go through there and clean it, just shoot me.
And a lot of cleaning companies, they are respecting the fact that they're recognizing that Airbnb is here to stay, and a lot of them have tailored their business for the Airbnb client.
That's dope. See?
Seriously.
I didn't even know that, but that makes sense,
Call any cleaning company. You say, "Hey, I have an Airbnb." They will jump at the chance to have you as one of their clients because they know that it's going to be regular business, consistent business for them, and they will very gladly take on your listing and clean for you because a lot of the Airbnb listings, there are people that do not live in the same city, the same state, or even the same country. One time I rented an Airbnb in Florida, and the person lived in Argentina.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, wow, that's crazy. So there was one time where I was flying back and forth overseas a lot. I had to go to Japan, and Korea, and stuff. And so I was going into the wind is blowing kind of hard out here. I don't know how it's gonna sound on here. If it sounds bad, sorry about that. But I was renting I had to rent an Airbnb for this was probably my first time. And it was a big house. It was a huge house.
Right. Oh yeah, there's some nice ones out there.
Right. So the family, they had 3 bedrooms upstairs, and then they had 3 bedrooms downstairs. And so the family stayed upstairs, and they rented out the bottom, downstairs. And it was right by a military base because it was right by the Air Force base that I was about to fly out of. But they rented it out to only military. Well, I ain't gonna say only military people, but mainly military people.
Right, that was the clientele, right?
Yeah. So I think I might have paid $45 for that room or whatever. But it comes with all the comforts. And this is in California where things are extremely hot.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's worth it.
And it was at San Francisco area.
Oh yeah.
So things are crazy hot.
Real estate, I think the highest real estate in the country.
Yeah, rent is $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
For average rents and stuff. So, so here I am, rent this room for $45 because all hotels are sold out. You can't even get a hotel room. So I'll break down. I'm gonna do the Airbnb. It's $45 a night. And so there are 3 other, it's 3 rooms total. So I was thinking dang, that's an easy, 125, 130.
How long ago was this?
This was 2017.
2017. Because before, when Airbnb first came out, people will say, well, a hotel's not available, so I'll get an Airbnb. But now I find that Airbnb has really changed the game. That people prefer to go to an Airbnb
We are
as
seeking out
opposed to
Airbnbs.
correct, as opposed to going to a hotel, and that's a major game changer.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I could not have found a room that was like, because you had free reign of the kitchen and everything. They had the huge like island, you know, with everything. They had the little coffee things, the little Keurig stuff. I didn't know how to use a Keurig at the time, but I got one now. But I didn't know how to use one, you know. But they had like all of the stuff laid out, and it was dope. And I was just thinking like, man, like I wouldn't have got this at the hotel, like and. Of course, you got Wi-Fi and everything that you would normally have at a hotel. You got your private room. They had a little code that you put in.
Yes.
And it was basically like the last
agreement.
four of your phone number or something like that. So each room had its own
Correct.
little way to get in.
That's the best way to set it up. Yep, Airbnb is the ish. It really is.
So anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. I believe she's gonna try to upload this on her channel as well.
Yes.
So yes, go subscribe to her channel. It's
Ms. Boss 1000. MZBOZZ 1000.
That's right. That's right. And she's on Instagram at the same thing.
Same name, Ms. Boss 1000 Instagram.
Yeah. So y'all hit Gigi up. You feel me? We out. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.